Hey guys, I'm Ben. I hope you're doing great. I just want to please ask you if you could subscribe. It takes about 3 seconds. It's free. It helps out so much. I'm trying to make a career out of this. It's one of my dreams, and yeah, so thank you. The channel's been growing quickly lately, and I want to keep that momentum going. I want you to sit back, relax, grab a snack. Let me set the tone with the campfire. Much better. So now, the Shield, the Hounds of Justice, one of the greatest factions of all time. Seth Rollins, who was the brain behind the group, he was known as the Architect, and he presented himself as the leader of the group. Roman Reigns was the powerhouse. He didn't talk much, but he was damn good at beating people up. And finally, my favourite member of the group, Dean Ambrose, the relentless lunatic, will pick a fight with anyone, anytime, anywhere. They've become some of the biggest stars of the WWE and have created Hall of Fame careers for themselves as singles competitors. The three of them still run the wrestling world today. I mean, Seth Rollins, he's been putting on 5-star matches with Cody Rhodes at every pay-per-view. Roman Reigns is approaching 2 years as Universal Champion and is now the Undisputed Champion. And Jon Moxley in AEW is their world champion, defending the title every week, putting on banger after banger. They debuted November 18th, 2012 at Survivor Series in the middle of a triple threat match between Ryback, John Cena and CM Punk. They arrived onto the scene through the crowd and laid out Ryback, putting him through a table with their famous triple powerbomb, making a statement. The following night, they claimed their goal was to rally against injustice. They would interfere in numerous CM Punk matches and beat the shit out of wrestlers like Ryback and Randy Orton and anyone who was really in the way of CM Punk, which led us to believe that they were on his payroll. They had their anticipated debut match at TLC in a 6-man tag against Team Hell No and Ryback in a TLC match, which they would go on to win in a great bout. May the 13th at Extreme Rules, the Shield will pick up their first pieces of gold. Seth Roman would win the tag titles, whilst Dean won the US Championship and would go on to hold it for 351 days, making it one of the longest US title reigns in history. What I loved about the group, how they would randomly turn up and jump current superstars or even legends. They didn't care. The stars such as Undertaker, John Cena, The Rock, Mick Foley, Ric Flair, Tommy Dreamer, just to name a few. Their recklessness appealed to me as a child, and so did their no fucks given attitude, which it resonated with the audience a lot, and they quickly became favourites. They had some of the greatest tag rivalries with the Usos, the Wyatt family, the Rhodes brothers, Team Hell No, and their best rivalry of all against Evolution. I think they had 2 matches against each other in 2014. The first match took place at Extreme Rules, and the Shield won the match that definitely lived up to the hype. They had a rematch at Payback, except it was an elimination tag match, and the Shield won again with a clean sweep, not losing any members of their team, establishing their dominance. But then that's when it all changed. If you watch WWE in the time, you'll know what I mean when I say Triple H had a plan B. It was always a plan B. And that plan was having Seth Rollins take a chair to the back of his brothers and start the Authority, and that marked the end of the first reign of the Shield. They would then go on to feud with each other for the next few years, Seth Rollins picking up the WWE Championship and having a great reign. He won the US title and held them at the same time. However, his reign came to an end due to an injury. Dean Ambrose would go around. He picked up the Intercontinental Championship a few times, and Roman Reigns became universally hated as people felt he was being pushed too much, and you know how Vince was. Once he picked his man, he would attach a rocket to you and push you to the moon. They had that famous night at Money in the Bank, where Roman Reigns would take on Seth Rollins for the WWE Championship. The champion at the time was Roman, but Seth would go on to beat him. And then, after the match ended, Dean Ambrose would cash in on Seth and win the title. meaning that all three members of the Shield would have held the championship on the same night, which went down in history. That's a common theme with this group: history. They were always making history, and they were going down in history of the WWE and wrestling on the whole. They are truly great, and I don't know if we'll ever find a team like them ever again. That wasn't it for them as a group though. They had separate returns in 2017, 18 and 19 and picked up the Raw tag titles in that time frame. But they officially came to an end when Dean Ambrose became Jon Moxley and left for AEW, where he seems happier than ever and is doing great as the world champion there. He's about to face CM Punk to determine the true world champ. I think it's All Out next for AEW, and I'm very excited. It's unpredictable because Moxley's on the run of his life, arguably in his prime, and I don't think he would want to end that yet. However, CM Punk never got his true championship reign. It was cut short due to injury, but we'll see what happens. I hope maybe one day we could get a reunion, but it looks very unlikely as Roman Reigns isn't even a full-time worker anymore. Dean Ambrose doesn't, Jon Moxley doesn't look like he wants to leave AEW. And Seth Rollins' character right now is doing great. He just needs a bigger push, maybe go for a championship, whether it's United States or Undisputed Championship. He deserves it. He's been taking a lot of losses recently, and they've got to switch that around. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you made it this far, I just want to give a big thank you to that. I just wanted to share and look back at the Shields as I grew up watching them. They're one of the greatest factions of the last decade. They're unique as well. I don't think there'll be another faction like them. They tried something like it with Retribution and that failed miserably. So if you haven't already, please subscribe and I'll see you in the next one.